Well, hey folks, this is Real Honesty with John Ritlin. I'm John Ritlin. This is my review of the first 4 episodes of the Mae Young Classic, which dropped earlier today. I'm actually recording this at about 3:30 p.m. Monday, and I actually watched these while at work. That's how slow of a work day it was. Don't worry, took care of my customers, took care of everything. I'm not going to get fired. I did everything right, but I was so bored. I was like, okay, I've done everything. Let me just watch these. I have a WWE Network app on my phone, so I didn't really tweet too much about it. I sent out a few tweets, but I couldn't really tweet from my phone and watch the show. So, honestly, pretty cool. I mean, not all the matches are great. To me, the Cruiserweight Classic so far is better. And that's not a gender thing. That's just how I feel. The first round matches of the Cruiserweight Classic were better. But it was really cool to see all these women featured. And the first 4 episodes are all the first round matches. So let's get right to it. Really great video package, highlighting all these women, all the great things that women's wrestling has done. Which, by the way, Impact Wrestling and Shimmer and a lot of promotions had done a lot of great women's wrestling before WWE finally realized, oh wait, we had these good to great women's wrestlers before, and then suddenly forgot about them after Trish and Lita retired. I mean, they had Victoria, they had Mickey, and they had Beth Phoenix, and they had a lot of good talent, but they didn't really use them right, especially after 2009. And no, I'm not including Melina in there because I don't want to. Not that Melina was bad. She was certainly better than a lot of women in the ring. But the whole point is they had a really cool video package hyping the whole thing. And the first female referee hired by WWE was here. And that's really cool. I don't know her name. I didn't catch her name. Sorry. But it's really cool, and she did a very good job. So, well done. She's obviously knows what she's doing. Now, I want to address the commentary. JR and Lita. Not a very good mix. That's actually part of the reason why the Mae Young Classic so far is not as good as the Cruiserweight Classic. Because Mauro and Daniel Bryan's commentary lended a lot to those matches. Not that the action wasn't great, but Mauro Ranallo's knowledge of wrestling and Daniel Bryan's experience of being a light heavyweight wrestler and wrestling various styles and everything really lent a lot to this, to the commentary and to the matches. JR has a wealth of experience from being in various territories, calling various promotions and all that. So even at this advanced age, and even with all the personal stuff he's had going, he still did pretty well. But sometimes he did repeat some stuff. And then Lita. Look, Lita was a very good women's wrestler. Was very innovative. She's a horrible commentator. She's just not any good. I mean, she managed to throw out a few decent tidbits, but really, no, it just was not very good. She just wasn't. Those little nitpicks outside. First round had a 15-minute time limit. And I have my notes, by the way. They're written front to back, so forgive me if I look down to make sure I have this right. But Kaylee Ray, who I was very excited to see, I'd only seen a little bit of her, versus Prince, and I actually wrote these out, like how the how the names are pronounced. Princessa Suhei. And JR said variations of the stakes couldn't be higher, the stakes cannot be higher, at least 20 times. It was actually kind of weird. I was worried if he was caught in a loop. Or if maybe when they did the pre-recorded commentary, they just kind of, spliced stuff in. I don't know. I was pretty excited to see this because I've heard great things about Kaylee Ray. And I will admit, I've seen only some of these women. I just want to put that right out there. I'm not able to divulge my time to every single promotion out there. Though I know that many promotions are doing great women's wrestling and great stuff, so that's fantastic. But JR said that a lot, but we had a good lighting focus to focus on the talent and less on the crowd. It was in Full Sail University, so it wasn't like they wouldn't have to, turn too many lights on to show the crowd, which is about, like 10 rows each, maybe. But it's a good contrast of submission, strikes, and high flying. I thought Kaylee Ray looked pretty good. Suhei shockingly got the win, got the tap out. I was really shocked by that. But it was a really good exchange. Crowd was really fired up for this first match. And it was really cool. I was surprised to see Princessa Suhei win. But that's nice. Throw out those curveballs and everything. I think Kaylee Ray will do just fine in WWE. And, in NXT, hopefully. Because please don't screw up some of these women by sending them the main roster right away. But Kaylee Ray was impressive. So was Suhei. Good opening match. And the tap out was really shocking, but it was a good shocking finish, a way to set the tone for this tournament. And then Serena Deeb, great to see her back. She took 2 years away from wrestling to get her life together. Awesome. Still looks great. Still looks absolutely amazing, actually. Looks amazing with or without hair. It's hard for some women to do. It's hard for a lot of guys to do. Serena Deeb versus Vanessa Bourne. I think I might have found a new favorite of Vanessa Bourne. Really cool. Really cool look. Really, really cool look to her. There's a good contrast and everything. It was veteran versus rookie. It was, because Serena Deeb had been around the block and been in a lot of matches. It was an okay match. JR did at one point call a Samoan drop a fall-away slam. Yeah, but whatever. We can forgive that. I kind of noticed that when, Vanessa Bourne hit the Samoan drop, and I'm like, ooh, because fall-away slam, you pick somebody up. It's like with Scott Hall and what, to a lesser extent, Bradshaw used to do. Scott Hall would catch somebody and then throw him, lean back and throw him. It was an okay match. Serena Deeb got the win. That was really nice. Vanessa Bourne, I think, also has a bright future, and hopefully Serena Deeb can have a redemption story here. So good stuff. And I want to make this clear that since I'm reviewing the first 4 episodes, I'm not going to review one episode and then do another and then do another. I'm just going to review them all in a block. Because honestly, this way you guys get all the experience. Because I'm not going to do the Cruiserweight Classic ones that I did, because those were done every single week. This one, since it's done in a block, we're just going to do it. And I might screw up some of these names, so I apologize. Shayna Baszler, one of the four horsewomen in the UFC. They're going to do a 4 horsewomen versus a 4 horsewomen in the UFC, either at Survivor Series or Mania, or at least it's rumored. That's stupid. WWE should not be stupid. Ronda Rousey in the ring, fine, but whatever. Who knows? Maybe it'll drum up some interest. Versus Zeta, who it was quick. It was a bit MMA-like, and it was really over quick. I mean, Shayna was over. Match was short. Got her in almost like a delayed buster of some kind, or whatever. Sat her out and slammed Zeta on her ass, and then got a rear naked choke. It was really cool. Variation of rear naked choke, and it was nice. Baszler got the win. Cool. And then Abby Laith, and I hope I got that right. Laith versus Jazzy Gabbert. Fun fact, she used to be the alpha female in Impact Wrestling for a short time. I was actually very impressed with her, initially. And then, I wasn't able to see much of her. So, Abby, one thing is she's from Seattle, so cool. It's nice to see Washington represented. 2, I don't get why people were picking on her figure. She's attractive enough. Whatever. Jazzy, she's not my type, but she's intimidating. She's a really, really intimidating woman. And both were over. Jazzy was booked like a monster. And Abby shockingly got the win. I was really surprised by that. But Abby fought from underneath. Jazzy certainly did not look weak in defeat. So it was a good episode. It was a good overall episode. I mean, the worst match would probably be Serena Deeb versus Vanessa Bourne, but it wasn't that bad. And now the second one. I start off with Mercedes Martinez and Zia Lee. And I mean, I had to write it that way because I wouldn't have been able to pronounce it otherwise. It was her first match. It was Zia's first match ever, if I recall hearing that right. And if it was her first match ever after competing in martial arts competitions and whatever, she did really damn well. That was really impressive. I like her, and I like her look. I think it's very, very cool. She brought her biggest fan with her. Haha, it's a fan joke. Pun. She did well in her first match. Was hard kicks by Zia. That was nice. A good submission by Mercedes with a variation of Dragon Sleeper to get the win. I really like that. Mercedes, given the fact that it was Zia's first match and Mercedes had been world traveled, it was a decent mix. It wasn't a great mix, but it was a decent mix. And now Rachel Evers versus Marty Bell. Oh dear, this one, I don't know what happened. It went off the rails, not on a crazy train. Evers representing the Eldering family. Marty Bell is not bad in the ring. Was featured a little bit in Impact Wrestling, but oh my god, this had botches galore, and just the chemistry just wasn't there. Both of them are very capable workers and growing and everything, especially Evers. I mean, I think Marty Bell has a little bit more experience. This wasn't very good. Not a good representation of both women. Rachel Evers got the win, cool, but just it's not a match you need to go back and watch. I mean, if you're watching a review, then I would say you can watch to see what I mean, but you'll understand why. This was a dud in the tournament. Not the fault of the ladies, just wasn't good chemistry. Rhea Ripley, who, boy, she's hot. 20 years old, tall, leggy, but, a former soccer player and everything, football, the world sport of football. That was impressive, and she faced Miranda Salinas. It was a good tall versus short dynamic. Rhea looked really good. And both looked really good. I mean, neither one looked really, really weak. It was a showcase for Rhea, who did really well. And at 20 years old, she's got a lot of time to grow. Really is doing well. Fantastic. And hopefully she does well. It was decent. It wasn't great, but it was a good storytelling. She hits a really good drop kick. I mean, she keeps hitting drop kicks like that. That's going to give Hardcore Holly a run for his money. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Hardcore Holly delivers a hell of a drop kick, by the way. I mean, I'm not doubting Hardcore Holly. And then Mae Young, God, she's underrated. She was so underutilized in Impact Wrestling. And that's not the fault. That's the fault of the mismanagement previously, not this management. But Mae Young versus Sarah Logan. Ooh, Sarah's beautiful. Whew. Sarah's beautiful. I mean, Mae Young's personally, she's not my type, but kudos to Mae Young for being a really good wrestler. Her and Gail Kim are like neck and neck as far as like best, Asian talent of Asian descent. Well, and Asuka also, obviously. And Kairi Sane. There's a lot of really good women from Japan and other foreign countries. I'm just going to stop right here. Mae Young and Sarah Logan, though, it's good. So far, it was the best match of the first 2 episodes. Like I said, Sarah's beautiful. As her first match again, I guess if I'm right, I think Lita dropped the hint or dropped the tip that it was Sarah's first match against Mae Young was in Japan, which was really, really cool. It was hard kicks, good face-off where they were punching. That was good stuff. Mia Channel, Gail Kim with the Eat Defeat, got the win. That was great stuff. That was really fun so far. Mae Young Classic after 2 weeks off and running. So let's just go on to episode 3. Thanks, guys, for continuing to watch this. So if you're watching this after Raw, I mean, I doubt they'll mention the Mae Young Classic. But if you're watching this after Raw and you're wondering, like, if I upload, like, afterwards, why it's in the daytime, well, like I said, I'm recording it before Raw. So, thank you guys for putting up with this. Episode 3, we kick off with that. Toni Storm, my God, this gorgeous creature. And, I don't mean that creature offensively. Women, a lot of women, female woman, one of the most gorgeous creatures on the face of the earth. I mean, just like as far as like, they're more beautiful compared to the guys. They just are. I mean, it's just a gender thing. Also a preference, but no, Toni Storm, my God. Great, and she was super over. I think this might be in the heel here. And she faced Aisha Raymond, who I can't decide if she was trying to channel the cat, or the tribal lady from Far Cry 3? It's Far Cry 3 or Far Cry Primal. I think it was Far Cry 3. The one that stabs you at the end if you decide to kill your girlfriend and everybody and have sex with her. Oops, spoiler. I mean, if you haven't played it by now. Aisha kind of botched at the end. But she had a good showing. And Toni Storm got the win. It's really cool. And Toni Storm's super over. I think both of these women, it's definitely, depending on who's signed, Aisha should definitely be signed also. I think she's got a good future. But Toni Storm, she's money. She's money waiting to be printed. And then Dakota Kai, my God, adorable. Jesus, adorable. Absolutely adorable. Could be kind of like Bayley with the way she acts and the way she looks. Just a super adorable look. She's more the anime cute than Bayley is girl next door cute, the best friend cute. But Dakota Kai, super adorable. And then versus Kavita Devi. I hope I got that right. Devi or Devi, I think it was Devi. She trained at Kali's wrestling school and survived. She actually really had a good showing here. She's from India. Good, huge amount of strength on this woman. Kavita did very well. Dakota Kai looked like a very good underdog babyface. That was really good stuff. And Kai wins. It was good back and forth. One with a stomp off the top, or off the ropes, which is at least better than Kevin Sullivan's stomp, which isn't any good at all. But I thought both women looked pretty good here, especially Kavita, since I'm not familiar with her. I've seen a little bit of Dakota Kai. Super adorable, though. Then Sage Beckett versus Bianca Belair, not the Fresh Princess of Bel-Air. She's the one with the giant ponytails she whips people with. It's like Willow Smith whipping her hair back and forth, but Bianca has talent and doesn't have parents that are idiots like Willow Smith. Sage is cool. I like her look. I like the fact she's a little bit of a bigger woman, but can still move really, really well. And It was a power versus speed matchup. Bianca had a pretty good showing. Whip my hair back and forth. There's the whip with the hair and then spear. It was an odd finish. Sage looked pretty good. And Bianca, I mean, I don't know about the whipping of the hair. I don't know how over that's going to stay, but maybe it'll work. But the spear, hey, she, even for a tiny woman, she got a pretty good impact on that spear. So, that was pretty good. And now we move on to the fourth match and the final match of episode 3. Piper Niven, the one that got all the bigger woman from Scotland that got all the shame. You might have seen Facebook posts and Twitter posts and stuff like that. She got shamed for her weight, which I don't understand why. To me, the way she moved with her agility reminded me a bit of King Kong Bundy. And I know King Kong Bundy was a big guy. But hear me out on this. Piper Niven showed great agility, great ability, a way to look like a monster, but still seem vulnerable. But she had if somebody was like sitting down or whatever on the ring, she'd hit a splash and splash them into the mat. That was a cool spot. But that's my point is, I think now conditioning may be an issue. Conditioning might be an issue. She might have to drop some weight. I don't know. But maybe to work the WWE schedule, the NXT schedule, she might have to up her conditioning a bit. She seemed to be breathing hard. Maybe it's the lights. I don't know. But I was impressed with her. And also her opponent, Santana Garrett, who was, Brittany. I believe she was Brittany in TNA, if I remember right. I think that was her character. She was weird. But Santana Garrett has come a long way. From TNA, where she had some chances, but she's done the most with since leaving TNA. And I think she was in Shimmer at some point. She's doing pretty well. Her and Piper had a really good match. Piper does not deserve to be shamed for her weight and her look, by the way. I think she's plenty cool. I mean, is she my type? She actually kind of reminded me of an ex of mine I'm still friends with. And I mean that with respect, because my ex was a cool person. Piper, I thought, had a good showing. Piper can move well for her size. She can move really well, and Santana's improved, dramatically. And really, really good for her for applying her trade. Piper got the win. Cool. It was nice. It was nice, and neither woman looked weak. And then episode 4, Candice LeRae, who I'd seen very little of, Johnny Gargano's wife, versus Renee Michelle. Not familiar with Renee Michelle. Decent. It was good athleticism by both, I'll say that much. The match was decent. None of the matches went on that long, I noticed. They went maybe 8-9 minutes at the most. And I didn't expect lengthy matches. Some of them were a little short. But still, this wasn't bad. Candice had a good showing. Renee didn't look weak. Great springboard, arm drags by Candice. And the second rope neck breaker by Candice. Great finisher. Great stuff. Great stuff. I'm very happy that I'm able to finally see these women on a bigger stage. Not that there's anything wrong with being on indie wrestling or in other companies, but now I'm able to see because I only have access to so much stuff. Yeah, so Candice looked pretty good. And then Lacey Evans, who's signed by NXT. Whew! Lacey Evans is beautiful. She is beautiful. And she faced Tanara Conti, who I like the pinup look for Lacey. I'm not really familiar with Conti, but she almost sounds like she'd be an Italian mobster's daughter, but she's actually from Brazil. And looked pretty good. Looked pretty good. Apparently has a martial arts background, a black belt. She had some impressive kicks. Very impressive kicks. I'm sorry for looking down, but I got my notes. I want to make sure I get all my stuff out. But she had a really, really good look. Had a really, really good look. And Lacey got the win, as I expected. Got to show her daughter that mommy can wrestle. And the fact that she's a former Marine and was able to come out of that basically unscathed, because some people in the military don't come out unscathed. She really has a good look. It's a great story. Can't wait to see what they do with her in this tournament, but also in NXT. And the same with Conti. I think she's got a future. I think she's only 22, 23 years old. Got a very bright future. Nicole Savoy versus Reina Gonzalez. Reina. Sorry, I screwed that up. Reina has a good look. Apparently her father was a journeyman, so she's a second-generation wrestler. Savoy won with a nice arm breaker. So with Ronda Rousey in the crowd, it kind of made sense. Well, I don't think Ronda Rousey was in the crowd for this one, but it was nice way to channel that. It was really cool because out of nowhere, I mean, Reina kind of dominated the whole thing. I mean, like, with Savoy getting some offense in, but it was good. It was really enjoyable. And then the main event, Tessa Blanchard. You got your daddy's wrestling ability and you got your mama's looks. My God, Tessa Blanchard's beautiful. Versus Kairi Sane, fucking super adorable. My God, super adorable. Give this woman the fucking championship already. Just great. She's got a great smile. Great. I see why people were talking about Kairi Hojo. You know, that was her name in Japan. Why they were talking so much about her. Shout out to Asuka_City for pointing that out and sharing gifs of various Japanese women's wrestling and various other women's wrestling. That actually got me exposed to how good Kairi is. And my God, she's good. This was the match of the first round. Easily. Both women didn't want to lose. Tessa had that second generation, well, actually third generation. If you think about it, Tully Blanchard's dad actually wrestled and promoted, I believe. I believe he wrestled. I know he promoted. But both were over. Kairi was impressive. The ground to blockbuster just out of nowhere by Miss Sane. It was great. I see why people praised her before. And that elbow drop. Whew! Work of art. Work of art. The height. The force that she gets on it. My God. Not just, as good as... it's as good as Randy Savage's. Or at least close. It's like 1 and 1A. I still say Randy Savage is better. Maybe that's because I'm just being a stickler. But God, that doesn't take away from Kairi Sane being just unbelievably impressive. And she was so happy that she won. Tessa was upset that she lost. They made the tournament seem like something important. This match really felt like where JR did that whole thing where the stakes could not be higher. JR did well with that. This applied well. It was great. It's great stuff. I really enjoyed it. So that's my quick review of every single first round match from the Mae Young Classic. I'm glad you guys stuck around for the whole thing. So what do you guys think? What were some of your favorite matches from the Mae Young Classic? Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Twitter link is in the description. It's been Real Honesty with John Ritlin. I'm John Ritlin, and I will see you soon.